It's finally time for all of us who collected all 3 of the tokens to be able to purchase this Legends Celebration 7-star Selector. And with that being said, let's get it, and I will show you my thoughts on these champions. Firstly, Black Panther. Honestly, he was a little bit of a consideration for me. I do think he has some really solid damage for BG's content, and I am in need of some skills, some good skill champs, because my skill roster isn't that great, if I'm being honest. There are some good ones I still have to rank up, but it would have been a nice choice, but it's not what I'm going with. Ant-Man, I honestly do not know that much about Ant-Man, but what I do know is that a lot of people say he needs to be duped, and something I'm not willing to invest in. Even if I could invest in it, I wouldn't invest in Awakening Ant-Man. Ebony Maw. This champ is insane for defense, and considering I am all about Battlegrounds, that is a crazy choice, and one that I definitely did consider. But I'm not taking him because I rank forward my 6-star Ebony Maw only a week before the Legends Selector was even announced. So that was pretty inconvenient timing for me, and I just figured it's not worth it. I have the rank 4. I'm not gonna rank 2 him over my other mystics, so like it would only be like half a rank extra. It's not worth it. However, I do think he is the best choice for a person who doesn't have Ebony Maw, and he's a really solid attacker. He's better than he's given credit for. He takes really cool fights that you wouldn't even expect him to, like Korg. He's actually really solid. Next up is Red Goblin, and Red Goblin hurts my feelings because I was in love with this champion, and then Battlegrounds came out, and he just turned out to be completely useless in that game mode. Like, I absolutely loved playing my Red Goblin until that mode came out, and I was all about ranking champs for it, and he just was not a champion you want to use in that area of the game mode, which it's really disappointing, but it is what it is. If you're not a Battlegrounds simp, he is a very, very good champion, and one that you might want to consider picking up. Like, it's between him, Ant-Man, or Black Panther, honestly. Like, who are the ones I'd take if you're not obsessed with Battlegrounds? I honestly think I'd throw Red Goblin into, like, one of the better ones you want to pick if you're not interested in Battlegrounds that much. Captain Sam, I hate this champion. I absolutely despise his entire kit. I think he is an awful champion. I don't have anything positive to say about this dude. I just hate him. He's my pick for, like, the champion in the tech class I would completely delete from the game. Kind of like why APOC is the champion I would delete from the game in the mutant class. I have, like, a pick for every class, if I'm being honest, of a champion that just get rid of them. I could not care less about their existence. I hate them so much. Anyway, enough ranting about Captain Sam. I hate the guy. Emma Frost, the champion that I will be picking up. I will be taking Emma Frost. And the reason I'm taking Emma Frost is because she is a very good two-way in Battlegrounds. She is really good on defense because of her diamond form, making her really tanky, giving her all these immunities. And that's also a positive on attack as well. And it's just a really solid ability to have all those immunities. She has great damage. The prowess with the extra crit rate stacks up really nicely. She is a very good champion, in my opinion. She's pretty generic as far as mutants go. Like, the only thing that's, like, really impressive in her kit is the amount of immunities she has. And then again, like, mutants gain a lot of immunities. Maybe not so the most recent ones, but, like, they do have a lot of immunities going around. But Emma is definitely my pick just because I think she's the best two-way in the class. She's a mutant that can screw Nimrod over, which is always fun. You definitely can Nimrod her, but it's not as easy as it might sound. And she doesn't need to be awakened at all. That's another thing I didn't really talk about with the other champs. Ant-Man needs to be awakened. A lot of people say Black Panther needs to be awakened. I definitely play an unawakened Black Panther, but a lot of people disagree with me. Red Goblin ideally is awakened, but you can play him pretty well unduped. Maw doesn't need it at all. That's why I think he's the best choice for an average person to take. And Sam Anyway, so yeah, not Ebony Maw, but Emma Frost is the champion that I have selected. And you saw I took that Science T6CC because my 4th rank 5, whenever I can get that, will be a champion of the Science class, the one that you can probably guess quite easily if I'm being honest. Anyway, that is going to be what I think of Emma Frost and the other champs in the pool, and I will show you a clip of a fight against Winter Soldier and against Marvel Legends Deadpool. I'll probably commentate over that, but I'll see you then. Alright, so here are my 2 fights I'll show you with Emma. I do not have ISO in her yet, as I won't really be doing that until level up comes around. But I do have some war boosts on. It's just a 15% attack boost, but that'll help make up for it a little bit. It's definitely not going to be what she'll look like with ISO, but it's still going to make her look a little bit better than she would with no ISO. And so we'll just fight this Deadpool first. Emma is never exactly the most impressive champion out there, especially without recoils. With recoils, she's crazy just because of the double immunity and stuff. Recoils make her absolutely ridiculous. And then, yeah, her special damage goes through the roof with them. However, she's still going to hit pretty hard without them. And especially if you get lucky with the crits. She gets extra crit rate per prowess, but sometimes it's not always enough. But this is without class advantage against this Deadpool here, who has super annoying regen. That SP2 probably would have killed, well, it wouldn't have, but it would have with like a combo after it if he didn't have his annoying regen. But yeah, he dies here in exactly 1 minute, which is really not that bad for an un-ISO'd 7-star with without class advantage and having to deal with Deadpool's healing. It's really not that bad, and again, she's a 2-way champion, meaning you don't have to have the best results with her on just attack when you can easily throw her on defense as well. Like, no 2-way champion has to be like the most busted attacker out there when they're going to be really good on defense. So I'm definitely happy with that level of speed coming from her. I think that 1 minute is definitely good enough to make me happy with my decision. And yeah, next up is Winter Soldier, and really the only rotation you're ever going to be doing with Emma is spamming SP2s, so that's exactly what you're going to be seeing here. This fight actually goes decently well, especially when we can get the crits. She gains a prowess every time she crits in her regular phase, or telepath phase I think it's called. And when she crits, she gains a prowess, and she also gets extra critical rating from the prowess. So you get the prowess to fuel your special damage, and then the more prowess you have, the higher chance you'll have of triggering more prowess. It's pretty cool. She has a cap of 10, which I kind of wish it might have gone to like 15 or something, but you know, she's a bit of an older champion, so it made sense at the time. And yeah, the concussion is kind of nice from the SP2. It's a little short, but it is a nice thing to have for some matchups. It could do something like turning off Bishop's SP1 debuffs and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different ways you could use it, although I don't know if you'd really want to use Emma for Bishop because of energy resist, so it might not be the best example, but the concussion can do some really cool stuff. And she is hitting really hard with those special attacks. Like, if they both crit, it's doing like 70,000 damage or even more than that. And that's definitely a lot of damage, you know, without even having the ISO in her. So, again, I'm very happy with my decision. If you chose Emma, I'm really happy for you, and I hope that this sheds some light on how good she is. I do think Maw is the better choice for most people, but this is the choice I went with, so yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and comment below what you decide to choose from your 7-star selector.